Yo, what is up?
What's up,
All of you
everybody?
awesome people, how's it
Yeah.
going?
Coffee and
Coffee and
conversation
combo.
with Jason and Esther. Thank you for coming on. Say hi. Interact.
Yes.
Let us know where
Cheers.
in the
Cheers.
world you're watching from. Cheers. I am
Cheers,
springy
Springy.
today because I want spring. I mean, it is officially spring, but the weather says otherwise.
So, today,
Today, yeah. What are we gonna chat about?
before we get into the little chit chat, we will
We don't have to
talk
do
about-
chit chat today.
No, today we are going to highlight the Awesome Executors, the S style, and thank you to Acelia,
Yes.
who's hanging out at our place.
Acelia,
And
yes.
she's like, she's the one who gave the recommendation today, and so we want to talk about all the awesome S style personalities.
Yes, because they are awesome.
Yeah, celebrate you
Yes.
guys and just talk about some of the strengths you guys bring and how amazing you are. But
Yes.
yeah. So, Acelia, cheers.
Yes.
Here's to you.
Funny.
Here's to you.
That's why we're upstairs. Well, we do upstairs sometimes too, but we have guests
We have
at
house
our
guests,
house.
so that's awesome as well.
Yes,
yes,
it is.
getting
It
to
is.
hang out with people and enjoy life and people and
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Cheers, babe.
cheers.
Let's
You're awesome.
do it. Yes, you are too.
Yeah. All right. So, of course, you've heard a lot about
Yeah.
every situation. We bring in Esther, we bring in myself. Of course, Esther is the combination of the I and the D, or the advancer and the creator, and
Yeah.
I'm a combination more of the C and the S, the refiner and executor, and I have a little D as well. But you always hear more of the primary a lot when we are talking, right?
Right.
The
And of
I
course
and the
we
C.
share our experiences.
Yes.
But
And so you don't always, and our daughter recommended that before when she was
Yeah.
going through highlighting her videos. She's like,
Yes.
and you know, you guys,
Mom, you talk too much about yourself.
you should, no, she said, yeah, you should highlight some more of the other styles. And then we also had some other people that are like, hey, it would help to hone in. And so we thought we'd do that a little more today.
Yes. Highlight.
So, for those of you who are an executor, an S, or
S.
you have those amazing people in your life, one way to recognize is they're kind of the connection, the close relationship type people. They'll be known for creating, the team atmosphere, the family atmosphere, the close connection,
right?
friendship.
Yeah.
They'll stabilize situations.
Yeah.
And kind of bring security and things
Steady.
in the matter. So.
That's what the S would be standing for, I guess.
Right. So,
Whatever.
yeah.
Sorry, I shouldn't have.
No, you can interject.
No, I just thought that down because you said that, the
Right.
consistent made me think
Yeah,
of that.
consistency. Some of the older terms that were used for the C or the S, is the steadiness. And, at times some of that can take on a little bit of a negative connotation.
Oh, okay.
Or, people can feel kind of the old conscientiousness, steadiness, all those different things for those letters, dominance. Some people are like, oh, what? And so you don't, of course, the approach we come is from the awesomeness that you carry, how it's amazing, it's a strength, you're generating these certain things. When you show up, this is what shows up. So that's why we're bringing that approach.
And I want to let you know that I have like a paper here, which has all the D-I-C-S, I got to say it right. Or here I have actually a little, it's like a business card type thing with just the S because we're going to talk about it. So it's always like a lot of information, right? But if you go on our website, this is like a free resource we give to people. It's like a cheat sheet. Yeah. Just kind of even as like in relationship with people in friendships or in business or in parenting, it's just good to have sometimes. And even though we know a lot about it, I wouldn't say I know a lot about it, but we talk a lot about it. So I feel like I sometimes know a lot about it. But it's for me, even myself, especially when it comes to my kids, I'm like, I like to look over it and see, okay, these are their likes, their dislikes, this is what they are good at, their strengths. Anyway, if you want that, go to our website, jasoncweaver.com. It's free, and go get you some.
Yeah, so I threw that together. So it's easy when you're in the moment.
Yeah, awesome.
You can look at it and say, remember or realize, hey, this person here is this style because of certain things they say. So you can
actually do it a lot when I have a little bit of why is he like this? I'm going to the refiner and like, oh yeah, shoot, that's his wiring, his strength. You're awesome.
Or things they like and they appreciate. So for like the executor, they generate relational connection, stability, consistency. Of course, those of you who are the executor generate so much more, but just so this is a quick couple points to help you recognize. All right, there's going to be relational connection. It's not going to be their first and primary approach is, how do I connect with you? How do I make sure you feel seen and heard? How do I, help you? We'll get into that a little more, but it's that relational connection. Yeah. And so where you find the advancers or, communicators, super talkative, executors do get confused sometimes with the I. The S's get confused with the I, because the S, when they're with a group, a close group where they feel safe, some close friends, family members, they can also be pretty talkative. Because it's that close connection and relational connection that matters to them and that they value. And so sometimes they get confused with an I, because people are like, well, you talk a lot. But you find in social settings, the S's, executors are quiet, more, keep to themselves. And that's the big difference, where the I's are like, I'm the life of the party, let me communicate, let me be front and center.
Which we have
S's.
Several in our house. S's, I's. Two of our kids have very high S, and but are very, when they're with us after a day of school or something like that. Oh my goodness, we will get in the car and it is, and it sometimes I'm on a call or something in a meeting, and my daughter can't get it out, because of course in school she probably was a lot of let me help you, let me worry about you, and then she'll come to her safe place and then she wants to get it all out, and then sometimes she can't, and that's frustrating to her. So that's really
they're going to generate relational connections.
Yes.
And they're going to create that safe environment for other people, which they also appreciate in that close one-on-one small group.
Quality too.
Quality relationship, empathy. You're able to connect with people. You're able to kind of feel what they're feeling. And so if you are an executor, just know that you are not responsible for everyone else all of the time.
Yes.
So where you have that empathy and that connection.
That is true, yeah.
One thing that can be a struggle is you carry some of that pressure or that weight that other people are working with, that you've connected with, and you carry that over and take too much responsibility or weight on yourself. And the empathy is amazing, but it can wear you out if you carry it too long. So
right, and not that people do that on purpose, but because you're always seeing the need first and you're there first to actually help. It's almost like I see that within my kids and the siblings. It's like, well, this person's gonna do it because they always do it and they're always there and they always want to help. So taking advantage of, not intentionally, but it's almost and then sometimes once the S feels that can be too much, then it's
because you almost overcommit because you want to help people and you want to help create that stability, so you can tend to overcommit even when people are kind of misusing you or using your ability to help. And so after a while, like it's hard for you to say no because you value people and you want to make sure they're taken care of. And then you get to a point where it's like, I'm in over my head, I'm drowning because you're drowning and I'm trying to help you. So you're no longer drowning, I'm drowning. And then it can become a frustration. So, but you have this, and we're going to keep telling you you're awesome.
Yes.
Because there are some styles that have more of this high ego strength, not in a negative sense, but they just have this high level of confidence. And, definitely more the I and the D have that high level of confidence.
Yes.
That's a little more difficult for the C's and the S's.
Is it, baby? Sorry. I'm totally joking here.
But
making a joke of it because that's
that's part of your makeup and your wiring, and so we will help be.
If you need permission to be confident, come to me. I will help you with being even more confident.
So also to recognize whether it's in your kids or your coworkers or yourself. You'll find the executor, the yes, saying things like, "Do you need help?" Or why is this changing? And I have to look at the sheet to realize what I wrote here. I have a ton of information here, but let me look at the sheet. So do you need help? Of course, that's one of the first, some of the first words out of the yes. And we had that with our kids. It would be like, our daughter especially, you have your own responsibilities and your own instructions that were just given for what you need to go and do. But instead of going to do her task, she would immediately go to someone else and like, do you need help with this? Do you need help with yours?
As soon as she can help someone else without feeling pressure or her brother demanding help, then she will do it. But as soon as she can genuinely help someone and someone needs help, she will drop all her stuff and not get done what she actually needs to get done. And she will go and help.
But that's part of the amazing strength you guys bring is this ability to help and support other people. And you guys are a huge support to more of the leaders who like to drive things forward, like to create movement, like to make decisions. A great role for you is to play that supporting role and to say, hey, how can I create stability for the thing that you are driving forward, the task, the project or business, whatever it is that you're driving forward. Like I'm happy, the S's are happy to be more in the background and create that support and stabilize things there. And that's amazing. What
I love also is not just that they are always looking how can I help the supporting one, but also that they are attentive, that they will know the need before the need is there.
They will know the need before you have the need because they are watching, observing, connecting to that.
And so they already so they're super attentive, like, and they think, especially relationally. Oh my word, they're just so good of thinking of people and what their needs might be, right? And it's amazing. It is amazing awesome. Because that's what I'm saying is like, you need to see that as a gift because that does not come natural to everyone, right? Even though we can be attentive, it doesn't come natural. And so, we forget, and it's not because we don't like you. It just does. But it's just not on our mind,
right? And that's a challenge for you as an S or an executor. It's like you value people, or helping people, and making sure people are taken care of so much that you need to remember the other three styles don't see that as much and as well. It doesn't come naturally to them, and so you can feel rejected or not important. Because people are not valuing the same that you are valuing them or putting the same amount of energy into that. And just recognize that it doesn't mean they don't actually care about you. It's just they have a different approach. And so remember, you have the strength to see, connect, and to help. The flip side is not everybody, they don't all have that. We don't all have that. And so the approach is not the same.
but also not taking it away from them either, because I had to learn that with my daughter when I felt like people were then just expecting it from her, right? And maybe and she didn't know how to stand up for herself and all those things, which she had to learn. But then I would almost just be like,
you were trying,
don't do it.
Yeah, you would try to step in and stop it.
Yeah, and stop her from actually being who she is, and that actually is her expression. So then I would like tell her all the time to not, no, girl, no, just don't do it, and whatever. But then I realized, oh, wait a minute, this is who she is. So if she cannot express herself at all like that,
then she can't be authentic.
Can't be authentic. I know, Melissa, I love that you're on. What's up, girl? I miss you, and you are amazing. You are super, super good at that. Yes.
And so for those of you who have the executor that's around you, we were talking about how they're such a great supportive role to those who like to be in the front. So one of the things I find a lot is those who value the ability to lead, to be the decision makers, to be the voice in the front, especially the I's and D's who like to communicate, and that's valuable to them. In order to honor the S's in your lives, a lot of time you guys want to push them and say, well, you take the platform, you lead, you make a decision, you say something.
You spoil yourself. You think of you, which you have to do. Oh, okay.
You're coming in and hijacking my thing. That is not what I'm saying.
I want to say something about it, but I'll wait.
So, like, for the D leaders, the creators who want the freedom to make decisions and to drive something forward, you give that same space to the S's, to the executors, or you say, you be in the front, you be the leader for today, or you communicators, you I's, you say, hey, why don't you share? We want you to talk. You be the one to communicate because that's meaningful to you guys.
Yeah.
But what you have to realize is the S's, the executors, they prefer more the background and the supporting role. And so when you push them to the front, or you push them to be vocal, or you push them to share their viewpoint, because that's you honoring them, it actually is negative to them. Yeah. And so it doesn't engage their strengths. Yeah. And so honor them, love them, propel them, support them, but realizing, I was working with one company, and the business owner, he's a D, and so he gave his guy on the project the S, like, you decide how you're doing the job today, because to me, the ability to decide how is amazing, because I just want to make decisions and make it happen. But he would come back, and this guy ended up with, he moved tools from one location to another location and didn't do anything. And he was like, why isn't he doing anything? I gave him complete freedom to do it. Yeah. And what it did was create so much chaos for this guy, having the complete freedom to decide, which isn't his strength, that he was overwhelmed. And so he did what he knew to do, and it's just move things and organize it instead of... So.
Which is on our cheat sheet, I had said before. If you tuned in later, this is a free resource on our website, or like business card style. But one of their dislikes is too many possibilities. Too many. Give them a whole big picture, and this is what you need to do. Ask them one or two things, and then once they're done with that, let them come back to you and say, okay, I'm done with what is the next one or two things, so that they can focus, and so they don't get overwhelmed by all the possibilities, and they just naturally they don't have a gift of putting it into place, right? And so my daughter, go clean up your room, and please go and check under your bed and closet and we come to her room, and it will be worse than what it was, because she will start doing everything and realizing, oh, I have stuff here, there. Then we're like, okay, start with your desk and only focus on your desk area. When you're done, come to me, and then we'll go to the next. And then it worked, right?
Yes. So I'll bring a little accuracy to that.
This happens all the time. We're in conversation. He's like,
yeah, you
yes,
guys,
but no, I don't agree with that.
They know. I'm
that.
the refiner. I'm the accuracy guy.
I like it.
I'm the specialist.
I need it.
So with that instance, they thrive and they operate well on accomplishing A before they move to B.
Yeah.
So they like to start a task and finish it before they move on to the next. So it's not necessarily arranging. The thing with possibilities is, for those of you who are ideation people and you have a lot of ideas or a lot of choices, that is overwhelming. And so that's as well, like to come and 50 ideas, like they're overwhelmed.
No brainstorming with the S's.
It's
not much. Like
it's not their great space. So when you throw ideas and brainstorm and you come out with one, this is what we are going to do, and this is where we are going to start.
And this is
how you can do it.
Yes.
Give that to the executors, and they will thrive in that space, and they will execute. They will bring that consistency. They'll bring that stability. They'll bring that completion, and it will be amazing. So you guys are awesome.
Yes.
That was just, they say, do you need help? The other thing is, why is this changing? Because they stabilize things and they create something that will last long term, right? And so for those of you, remember, we need all these styles. Those of you who like change a lot and trying new things and doing new things, which we need to get things started, the executors are coming along and they're stabilizing, they're completing, they're making it something that will last long term. And so when things change, when plans change, my kids, I'll be headed one direction, even if I turn and they're like, what? Or turn around, or, I needed to make a U-turn because the street was on the other side. The S's in the car are like, why are we turning? Why are we changing? Why are we going this way, not that way?
They want to know why. Because they want to put make it make sense.
Their strength is to stabilize. Right. And so constant change doesn't equal stabilization to them, and doesn't equal that consistency that's going to last long term.
Yeah.
And so again, if this is you, realize the strength you're bringing. You're bringing something, you make it last, you stabilize it, but change is also not bad, and we need the change as well. And so but if you're living in a space where you're constantly that pressure of change, you're going to feel that dis-ease. And so
then you won't be able to thrive. In who you are fully.
So knowing that change happens, but also that statement that people make all the time, the only thing constant in life is change. Like, that statement's not super motivating for you. And it's okay, because you will stabilize and bring things about. So
because we would be changing all the time, right? So we get bored of the one thing, and so we move on to the next and see how we can propel that, or propel this person, or propel that idea. And we have 50,000 ideas, so and we want to see them all come to pass. And
all those ideas and all that change is overwhelming.
When it takes time and consistency, that's like, oh man, I thought this could happen within a year, but it's going to take a 5-year plan and whatever, right?
And that's where you get the gift of both. You get that motivation, that going, and you get the statement from one side that's like, the only thing consistent in life is change. And then you get the flip side where it's like, you overestimate what you can do in 1 year and you underestimate what you can do in 10 years. And it's like, well, the consistency and the stability that you executors, the S's, bring in are what make that long-term thing actually happen and accomplish. And so it's the combination of both, which is amazing.
And what makes it so amazing, what we love, is you need each other, right? We're not here to do it by ourselves, even though you individually, in all that you are awesome, you are amazing, you have endless possibilities. However, we are made to do it together. We're made for relationship with each other and collaboration, because together we are the full picture. Even though within you are the fullness of what he has put inside of you. But oh my word, if I was by myself, I said, the amount of times I'm like, I am so grateful and thankful. Besides that, I love him and think he's awesome, and I feel super loved and spoiled. But to do life alone, to do parenting alone, and just I mean, it's so much more full and complete that I get to do it with him, that I get to do it with my kids, and
because there's other points of view, other experiences, other strengths that come into play. And so, just some things that the Executor, you awesome S's like, or that the people around you like. So again, this is if you're supporting someone, or if this is yourself, these are things that are energizing and motivating to you. So freedom to have supporting roles and close relationships. We talked about that. And one thing you'll find, it's like, let's throw a party. The S will be like, okay, 4 or 5 people, this is a party. And then I find that in couples all the time, like either the husband or wife is an S and the other one's an I. And so one's like, let's have a party. And they want to invite 20, 30 people. And the S is like, 3 to 5 people were good. And they're, what? That's not a party. Like
we're just hanging out.
So close relationships. They like personal, authentic appreciation. So, because they value and personally attend and focus on people and making sure, that's why my mom is a high S. And, when we'd come together with our families and her grandkids and we eat, she'd make sure there's like 20 different types of dishes because, this grandkid doesn't like this in theirs, and this grandkid doesn't like this, and I don't like onions in my food, so she'd grill the onions separately so people could add it and make sure each person would have what they need. And so that's they value that appreciation for them as well. So don't just blanket,
I would say, especially in conversation or when you're connecting with someone that is an S, the personal side of it, eye contact. Be present with them, not like I do that all the time with my kids. Like, I mean, listen, I got 4 and they all like to, at times. So I go from one to another. So sometimes I'm standing and I'm listening, but there's 50 other things going on in my head. But with my S daughter, it matters to her, and I try to be as intentional and as many times that I can be that, to really focus on her and what she is saying. I know to some of my other kids, it doesn't matter as much.
So the kids who are the I's, as long as they get to talk, they feel successful. Like they're talking just to communicate because they're the communicators, motivators. But the S is talking because they want to connect and they want that conversation back and forth over that. And so, as well as when you're gift giving for them, for an S, putting the thought into it and getting something that's meaningful or connected directly to them is what's important.
The thought that really counts. That doesn't count with everybody. But it's the thought that counts.
The thought is definitely high. And getting something that's meaningful or something that, some people say, well, then I can just do whatever because it's the thought. But something that connects to what they value or what they need, what makes them feel appreciated.
My D is popping up. I'm like, let's move it along.
Let's move.
We already talked about this. Let's go.
All right.
No, I'm joking.
Being told how to do something. They like being told how to do something. So
the how question.
The how.
Yes.
There's the D doesn't like to talk about the how. They want to talk about what. But the S, they like to be told how. They like to meet that expectation. They like to know kind of how do I accomplish it. And so that's something they appreciate. And they like the easiest way. So they're going to be looking, finding, creating, connecting the easiest way for the team, the family, whatever it is. It's like and not laziest way. No, the easiest. So look at who you're connecting to in your family. If you're going to do something, the S in your family is going to find the easiest way to get that goal accomplished. If they're part of your team or business, they're going to find the easiest way to make sure, you reach that task, accomplish that goal, whatever it is. Yeah. Okay. So they dislike, or what doesn't work well with them, disagreement and conflict. Like when because there are these relational people that bring that connection, that relationship, even, non-strong disagreement, just that disconnection, disagreement doesn't sit well with them. It stresses them out. It just overwhelms them. Yeah. That side of me, I have it even when my boys who are loud or just, back and forth, battling, playing a sport, but arguing. Like I'll be up here working and I can hear that, and that begins to drain me mentally, emotionally.
My daughter does it all the time when she's in the middle of conflict, even if it doesn't involve her, it's her brothers or something like that. She'll come to me and all of a sudden out of the blue start some type of conversation about a subject that is totally because she will try to make the conflict go. And at first I didn't understand that about her, and I was like, oh my word, I cannot even focus on anything you're talking about because I'm dealing with this thing over here. Yeah. But I noticed that she did that a lot, like in the middle. So, when are we going? And I'm like, there's conflict here. I got to deal with this.
They're very sensitive.
Asking me this question.
Because they bring that connection and that stability in relationship as well. Yeah. Another thing they don't like is confrontation. And so, strong, why did you do that? What's that? Strong communication about go and do that, whatever. That strong approach, confrontation, doesn't work well with them. So if you have them in your family, in your team, just be relaxed and talk, lead them through versus come and drive strong, communicate strongly. That's confrontation, and they will pull back. Yeah. And they're more internal. So like my daughter, she'll hold it, whether there's a lot of conflict going on or just more pressure, hey, you need to get this done now. Come on, let's get this done. And she'll hold it in, and suddenly, out of the blue, she'll just have a moment of freak out. And it's because they'll internalize until they can't hold it anymore. So that creates. And then the last point they dislike is too many possibilities, too many options on choices. Yeah. So, if we're deciding where we want to eat or what would you like to choose for them, give 3 or 4 options, not 10, 15, because that's too many choices and it'll take them quite a bit of time. If that's you, finding ways to
narrow it down
and just say these are
1 or 2 things done, and then move on to the next.
Because it's not bad if you need time. You'll need time to process information, but just know the more possibilities you bring onto yourself, the longer it's going to take, and the harder there's going to be this conflict in you as you're trying to sort through and what's the best. And then of course we talked about a lot of ideas. Right. When we think about, we could do this and we could do that and you could do this and we could start this and we could do this and let's do this and let's do that. It's it's overwhelmed. And so, and there's nothing wrong with that. No. There's nothing wrong with that because you bring that amazing piece of, hey, let's focus on one thing. Let's start it and finish it. Don't have me start, and never finish. Because
see it through. Yeah.
If you're in that place, then find a way to readjust, because you will bring so much value when you can start and finish. And when you show up and bring the stability, this connection, this relationship, this follow through, this execution, the empathy, all that stuff, it's going to be amazing. So.
That is the S for you. I hope that helped. Just to understand yourself if you are an S, or to understand if you are, in relationship with an S, whether by your kids or your other family, whatever, or work. So, and again, if you want a cheat sheet or help with just kind of pointers, go to our website, jctweaver.com. I'll put the link in the comments as well, and you can print this out. It's free.
We made it. I made it 3 different sizes for you, so you.
Well, look at that. Yeah, you get all 3, so you can have like a little
full sheet,
put it in your
a half
purse
sheet, or a business card size.
So go and get you some. And thanks for tuning in. Let us know if you have any questions at any point in time. Ooh. And we will be back, maybe spotlighting somebody else.
Maybe. I don't know. All right. Cheers, guys.
All right. Awesome. Cheers.